Oh, is it live?
I think it's. Wait, I'm opening YouTube. Oh, hi everyone! Hi, Chai.
Tanaya. Hi, Andra. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Chai? Are you excited for the debate?
Yeah, this is the first time that we've held this debate online, so hopefully it all goes well. But yeah, I'm so excited to see what both candidates have to, have to share. And yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. So we're gonna have a 15-minute preparation period, and it'll officially start 4:15. So make sure that all of you tell your friends to go into this
What?
live link and go ahead and watch the whole debate. Elections are in 5 days. Oh my
Really?
god,
What was I kita, Chai?
5 days. Oh.
It's gonna be really
Mm.
exciting.
How do you feel? How do
Hmm?
you feel
Like,
about leaving Stuco after 3 years?
it's kind of bittersweet. It's like so much of like, my high school is like stuco. It's kaya, tapi I'm like really excited to see where this new batch is gonna take it, because especially with like the pandemic, you have to be really creative, and I feel like these candidates
Yeah.
have the potential to like bring stuco to another level. So I'm really excited. What about you?
Uh, yeah, like it's bittersweet because it's almost like we've grown up with Stuco. Like
That's true.
we've been a part of Stuco since grade 9, right? Jadi kayak literally our whole high school experience is with Stuco. So yeah, it's bittersweet leaving it, but then part of me is also like relieved that we're over that big chunk of
I have to
responsibility.
agree. I have
So
to.
but
It's yeah.
but then like yeah, it's exciting to see like Keishabel, Najya, Tanaya, and Izza you know, become the next faces of Suko because we've grown up with them as well. You know, like we've seen them volunteer and be a part of the team as well, and we know what they're capable of. And throughout the whole interview and apa sih kayak the whole filtration period that happened before we chose these candidates, we can see that all four of these bright students have big potentials and amazing ideas as to how to take student council to the next level and to the right direction in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually really impressed with like the campaigns and how much effort they're putting it up of both of these candidates, how creative they are, and not
Yeah,
just basing it on like the usual post or questionnaires, but they're doing like jingles and then webinars. It's like also exciting, and
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
I'm actually really amazed. Like the two of them. Oh, we have 77 viewers already.
But honestly, who's watching? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right. This is exciting. I hope
Thank you,
we're.
babe.
I hope
And also,
it's just exciting. Never.
tadi ada yang komen, good job Chaya and Leandra. So cute.
Thank you, Ananda. Let's
Tadi ini
explore.
aku ada my president. I thought at first that we were gonna wear our Stuko hoodies.
Mine hasn't gotten here yet.
Oh really? I just got
Yeah,
mine tadi.
Apple did. Yeah.
Can I promote it so that people
Yeah.
will want to
Go
join
ahead.
here?
Go ahead.
Okay, guys. So be a part of Stuko and you will get wait.
We have a special tribute because we can't go out and eat together and celebrate. But
Yeah, so we were planning to eat together with the whole team, but then this pandemic happened. So now we just have these. Hoodies.
Hi,
That's so
Dina.
so cute. Like
Hi, Aina. We're good. Aina asked how are we?
uh, right now I'm good, but then that's because I'm trying to ignore the big pile of DP responsibilities. Ano?
Let's not think about that. Let's not think about that.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to see who else is here. Hi, Miss
Sorry?
I want to see who else is here.
Keep sharing this link to your friends, yeah.
Yeah, where's the hoodie? The other
Huh?
didn't happen. Yeah, where's the hoodie?
Sorry? Apa?
Where's the hoodie?
Where's the what?
Hoodie.
Can you type it?
Okay. Okay. Hoodie.
Oh, hoodie. Not a very good model, but that's what it looks like.
So exciting to see this many
You know,
people watch.
honestly, okay, I'm so happy because we have so many like merch items this year. So
I
like
know,
the
right?
Cikal jersey, and
Mm-hmm.
then Chico kids have these, and then we have like obviously other Cikal Cup merch. But then like it was our first year with a jersey. Now like I can't like I wear it a lot this soon.
It's kind of sad that we don't get to wear it anymore though, because like I doubt there's gonna be any sports competition this year. So like,
I don't
we
know.
just
We'll see. Ask them.
no more wearing our jerseys. And then we had the soccer team jersey too, made into a full merchandise. Hoodies, t-shirts, tote bags. What else would we our legacy there?
Ada yang komen ngeselin banget. Kak Caya
Oh,
nggak bisa sombong.
hi Miss Angdi.
Berapa sih ini yang nonton? How can you see?
There's the viewers niya. Di bawah.
Oh, it's 78. Hey, someone gave us a thumbs down.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
It's fine. It's probably because we haven't started anything. Kacaya kalau disapa kita pacaran. Well, 80
Oh,
people.
really?
I think we can reach 100 viewers
How
today.
guys get it to 100?
Okay, let's get it to 100. Share it to your friends, families, or parents actually. Just like share it in the parents group so everyone can watch. I think we can reach 100 viewers when people subscribe.
Sorry, tumalik.
Alright, we're gonna start really soon
We're live very soon. We're gonna start um
in a minute.
in a minute. Yeah.
You guys can comment what you guys think about the candidates or the campaign so far. Because like we want to know. We're very interested.
Yeah. How are your pandemic experience? And who are you most excited to watch today?
Yeah, is there any expectations for today?
And
And
how are you guys?
hope everyone's doing well. So we'll go to Padasal semua because this is gonna go until 5:30. All right. Can you just start? Okay.
Yeah, let's just start.
Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Leandra. I'm the president of Sekolah Cikal Setu Student Council back in 2019. I'm joined today by Chaya, my vice president, and we welcome you to this year's annual presidential debate. So, for audiences who may not be familiar with it, every year as part of our election process or regeneration process, we have a presidential debate that's a few days before the election, which gives the candidates a chance to show you why you should vote for them, what they're capable of, and to also promote their campaign. This debate will include a panelist session and a Q&A between the two candidates where they are allowed to ask each other anything about their campaigns. Um, so I don't want to really hold on to this introduction for too long. Let's just introduce to our candidates. Please welcome candidate number one, Keisha and Najya. Woo!
How are you guys feeling?
You guys can unmute.
Hello.
Hi guys.
How are you guys feeling?
I'm pretty nervous personally.
Half and half. Nervous, excited.
You guys
All right.
are gonna do great. Do you guys want to sing your
Hopefully.
little jingle?
Sure.
Kita mau sing our jingle.
Oh, jangan sekarang mungkin.
Enggak sih, kayaknya enggak ada.
You guys can check out their jingle through their
Check out our jingle, yeah, on our Instagram.
All right. Okay, so now that we've met candidate one, let's all meet candidate number two, Izza and Tanaya.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Are you guys-
How are you guys?
How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to how this is all gonna be. Kind of excited as well. How about you, Tanaya?
Yes, definitely nervous, but feeling good.
Yeah, so
good.
we were just talking about how we love seeing your campaign strategies. Like, for example, Najya and Keishabel with your jingles, and then I've seen Tanaya and Izza and Tanaya making the webinar and looking at the story, like you guys making the doodles of your little mascot. It's
I feel like we didn't get this creative last year, okay?
yeah, no, I'm like okay, so let's just because we want everything to start by 4:15. I have our little rundown ready for today, and I'll be your moderator. So I will be guiding this whole debate. Hopefully, it all goes smoothly, and we don't have to go through any network difficulties. So for the first part of our debate, we will start with opening speeches from both candidates, starting from candidate one, and then continued by candidate two. Each candidate will get 5 minutes to deliver your opening speech. So, are you guys ready? Okay, so let's give it to candidate one, Keishabel and Najya.
Your time starts now.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Keishabel Aurelia Herlambang from year 11.
And I'm Najahani Asaga from year 11.
And if we were to get elected as candidate number one for the student council leaders, we aim to enlarge your voices and make sure that everybody that initiates change for the betterment of the school is heard. Our vision is basically we hope to create a fulfilling school experience, which we strive to constantly grow by amplifying the voices of every individual member in the Cikal community.
Through our programs, we aim to support every individual member of the Cikal community, including you guys, and giving you guys a platform to be vocal about your opinions, concerns, ideas for a better school, and to strengthen the trust between all members of the Cikal community. We want to support the creation of your activities and provide more opportunities for all Cikal members to maximize student potential.
Right, so we hope that today's discussion will be a fruitful discussion and that all the audiences will get to know more about both of the candidates and our intentions if we were to get elected.
I hope you guys enjoy today's debate, and I hope you guys are able to get something from it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the opening speech. Next, we have candidate 2. So, Izza and Tanaya, you may take the stage.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, yes, my name is Talita Nadira Izza Sanen. You can call me Izza for short, or Za. But yeah, whatever you call me, it's fine. And here with me today is my vice.
My name is Tanaya Reina, and we are the second candidates for the Student Council Future Leaders.
So we're here today to present and answer the inquiries about our campaign. So before we dive into the debate, we will do a recap onto our vision, mission, and highlighted campaign. So our vision is to build opportunities for students to explore their capabilities and become helpful and inspiring members to the community. And what we mean by this is that we actually have seen a lot of the times students have really great potentials and have a really good possibilities that usually they're not really allowed to exploit. And we really hope that in the future, when we're, be it wherever we are going to be able to achieve that. We will achieve this vision by the 3 missions, which is encourage, listen, and reflect. First, we're going to encourage students to explore their capabilities through providing them with the resources necessary. Second, we're going to listen to the feedback from the community and take said feedback into account. And third, we're going to reflect on the current situation and adjust future events according to the current conditions. Our highlighted program is going to be a reflection of everything that we've just stated before. It's going to encompass all of the 3 missions that we've already said. It's going to be called Sekolah Cikal, and it's going to be a school board where students and teachers and basically the Cikal community can get access to share materials and knowledge with each other. We are looking forward to answering inquiries, and by the end of this debate, we hope you get to know us more. Thank you very much.
Great, okay. Thank you for the opening speeches to both candidates. I think it all went great. So, moving on, we are going to start with the first segment of our debate, which is where Deandra and I will ask questions relating to common school issues, common challenges that the Student Council have had to overcome throughout these years, as well as questions relating to the current situation, which is the current COVID-19 pandemic. So, with this segment, we will give the questions, and then each candidate will get 5 minutes to answer. Um, Starting from for the first question, it will start with candidate 1 and then continued by candidate 2. So, should we just move on to the first question?
Let's invite candidate 1 over. Okay.
Okay,
You guys
so
ready?
first, let me just tell you a little bit of context on why we chose these questions. So first of all, throughout these years, we've always had a problem, which is um, how many of our members overestimate the time that we have and end up not following through the initial plan or the initial programs that we have planned initially before the Stuco period have started. This is because many of our energy gets drained from big events such as Chikal Cup and Chikal Carnival. So my question is, how are you going to make sure that your proposed programs will be implemented during your Stuco period? How are you going to make sure that your proposed programs will be implemented during your Stuco period? Candidate 1, you have 5 minutes to answer. Um, Starting
Your
from
time starts now.
Okay, to start off, our programs are Meja Bundar Komunitas Cikal and Message Box. Meja Bundar Komunitas Cikal allows students to initiate their own motions in order to create more opportunities and more student-led activities. We also intend on opening this platform to teachers as well, where everyone is able to share their thoughts and have a productive discussion on any motion you choose. The message box will have the same purpose, but instead, I know some people are still a bit shy to speak up in front of a public meeting and stuff, so we would like to conduct a Google Forms where anyone can fill in based on their own wants, anything based on activities, their ideas, or even concerns, and even if you just want to share your feelings and you want someone to hear.
Okay, and we're going to refer back to the question earlier. Basically, how we plan on managing these said programs is that we plan on dividing the workload and responsibilities by delegating the members of Student Voice to manage, organize, and specifically for Medya Bundar Komunitas Cikal that they will be present during the meetings for this program. It is actually within their job description to support the concerns of the Cikal community and deliver it towards the Stuko leaders and the school management. So with that being said, I feel like our program mostly actually becomes an advantage for those said students because it's a simpler platform that allows them to hear the opinions of the Chical community as it is, like said earlier, within their job description. And it's less of adding the workload and more towards providing an effective alternative to collect the Chical community's concerns. And on top of that, regarding what you said earlier about time management, to be specific, actually our program, it doesn't have a specific allotted time and is like quite student led. Therefore, the motions is what pushes the program to occur. Therefore, it's dependent on the student, and there isn't a specific time for us to follow. So it's quite flexible, actually.
Yeah, and also to add on to what Keisha just said about the time management being pretty flexible, this is more of a student-led activity. So as long as you propose and give us time to actually prepare for this meeting, it's going to happen very smoothly and it's going to flow quite simply. And as long as the board and the timing, everything works out well, it's bound to be a pretty easy program to keep forward.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Thank you for your answers, candidate 1. Next, we have candidate 2, Izza and Tanaya, to answer the same question. You guys may take the stage.
All right, so we understand that a lot of the proposed programs that come in don't always get followed because of some time management issues and because of the overall events and programs that have to be done and that can be done aren't probably executed yet.
Yes.
As effectively yet. So our plan is to make schedules and to make goals for the proposed programs that do come in. And why are we making schedules and goals is because if we make schedules, we'll be able to see how each of the programs can flow from, for example, like this month, we're going to have these programs. So we're going to be able to monitor what programs can be done according to the time slots. And we can make goals in order to know what we have to accomplish in each time frame. But we also have to stay realistic considering this time period where we're in quarantine and we can't exactly go outside and contact anyone face to face. But we're going to be as open as possible as to what programs can be initiated in this student council, what programs or events can be executed during this quarantine period, and how it's going to be executed as well. So we're going to be very open. We're going to make a schedule and include the goals for the proposed programs that can be executed during this year.
And since that was a more broad explanation, in terms of our own proposed programs, Cerita Cikal itself is going to be managed by not only one community within Stuko, but it's going to be sort of like a collaborative project between the leadership students, between Stuko students, and between people who aren't or people who don't have any association with those things. So Cerita Cikal is going to be very open to everyone. It's going to be very, accepting to everyone. And it's not only going to encompass one concern, but it's going to encompass a lot of these opportunities that you never really thought you had. One of the things is that we shared in the comic before that if, let's say, right now we've heard currently speaking that a lot of the times we have these competitions, we have these opportunities, which aren't really brought to the students as effectively, and through Cerita Cikal, these opportunities will be, of course, notified to them effectively and immediately because we're going to be using this platform where most or the majority is in, and also we're going to dive deeper into that later on, but basically it's going to, shove in into everyone's opportunities and also make people understand that, okay, I have these opportunities and I have this thing, so I kind of want to join it. So it's a lot of internal motivation.
All right, thank you for your answers, candidate 2. we're gonna move on. Before we move on to the second question, I saw some of the comments in the YouTube live of some of you asking how you guys will be able to ask your own questions. We will try and finish up both segments, which is this question segments, and later a segment where they get to ask, where each candidates will get the chance to ask each other questions, and then the time remaining will be used to for you guys to ask your own questions. But before that, let's move on to the second question, which is how will you encourage the students to feel encouraged and actively participate in school events, which will be answered first by candidate two. But before they get to answer, I would like to explain the context behind this. So the reason why we'd like to ask, how will you encourage the students to feel encouraged and actively participate in school events, is because we've seen multiple times how there has been an increasing lack of enthusiasm, especially in events such as house games, or perhaps seeing the same people over and over when it comes to volunteering events and etc. We'd like to see more diversity. We'd like to see more people that we've never seen active in the field this new school year. So without further ado, let's call candidate two and have them answer our question.
Okay, thank you, Chaya. So to answer this question, like we said before, it's actually internal motivation, right? And it's not going to encompass only one activity, and it's not obliged for the students to do. Instead, students are actually encouraged to join it. And how we're going to actually do this, because there's always a possibility that things don't go as planned. That's why we're going to try our best to approach students, to go to them directly instead of waiting for them to come to us, in which we're going to be conducting our own researches. And since this is collaborative, right, and before mentioned in the leadership programs that actually a lot of this data, a lot of this input from other students that they're going to be collecting is going to be used for future projects. And hopefully through this, we're going to get to understand how to approach the students more, to understand the students and what their needs are more. And we're not only going to be relying on the data taken by leadership programs, but we're also going to be searching for our own data. So let's say for finding competitions or finding opportunities, it's going to also come from our own networking, and also from others' networking that we possibly know of. We're also going to, again, listen to them and also constantly promote programs. As we said before, that you need to constantly remind the programs, or else people aren't going to actually remember that the program exists. It's kind of like the WhatsApp message about like these opportunities that you get, and then they get sunken up and you don't really check on the upper part because you're already at the end, and there's no motivation for you to look up because you're not really expecting anything, because you don't realize that the opportunity is actually there. So again, we're going to encourage them by approaching them directly. We're going to listen to their concerns directly, and we're going to be doing this through networking. And of course, we're going to be constantly reminding them and promoting this program as well. Thank you. Tanaya, perhaps you have an additional note.
Again, we want to listen to the students. We want to listen to their interests. We want to listen to what they dislike, and we want to approach students first so that they'll know what kind of opportunities are out there and what kind of opportunities they can pursue for to develop their talents, develop their skills. And we can do this by constantly promoting programs, again, like what Izza said, because usually these programs kind of get drowned out in like the constant messages in like WhatsApp, or maybe some people don't really check Google Classroom a lot. So it kind of gets drowned out in like the countless of emails. So it's kind of, it's not very effective if we don't constantly promote it, because if we want to encourage students to constantly seek out these kind of opportunities so that they can develop their talents and passions. Thank you.
But other than that, we can also promote these kind of programs, promote the benefits of the program so that people understand. Because sometimes when you have a program and people don't fully understand what it is, then they're not going to actually be encouraged to participate. So that's something that we also have to definitely do. We need to make sure that everyone understands what is this program, what is Cerita Cikal, and how is it going to run. Because with that transparency, everything will go smoothly. That's all from us, I think. Thank you very much for listening.
All right. Thank you for your answers, candidate 2. Next, we have candidate 1 up on stage to answer the same question. I think there's a little bit of a network problem, so let's just wait until it loads.
Okay, so to answer the previous question, I feel like the way that we would tackle this is that we would like to listen to the students' inputs and concerns towards these already existing events, that we wouldn't want to push the students to an extent where they're in an uncomfortable situation, and that actually our program can come in handy as the students can freely express their thoughts towards these already existing programs and maybe even create additional aspects to these programs. By this, we mean that we would like to tackle the source of motivation individually. We want to find out why these students aren't motivated in participating these said events. And by so, we hope that we can add towards or diminish certain aspects of those events that makes the students feel demotivated. That way, I feel like they will be encouraged to participate.
One part that we would specifically like to focus on is on personalizing these events to you guys, because you guys are the people who are participating in the teachers. And I know we all want an event that's fun for us, and we wouldn't want you guys to just feel like you guys don't belong or don't have a spot in like the games that we already have. So we want to make sure we hear your input on this. We want to make sure you hear what you want. For example, if you even want to start like an academic competition, we'll be willing to input that into house games and stuff. It's all up to you guys. And we hope for you guys to also understand that approaching the reason personally, that we're trying our best to include everyone, as I've said before, while still abiding the school rules. Thank you.
Thank you for your answers, candidate 1. We have one more question. We have one last question for this first segment. And it's actually the question that I'm most excited to hear the answers to, because it's related to the current situation, the current pandemic. So, the third and last question is, what ideas do you have to preserve our current programs? So that includes our school team, Cikal Cup, Cikal Carnival, Stochastic, and etc. during this pandemic. And if you guys have any additional ideas and additional plans that you think can be implemented in order to strengthen our existing traditions and existing sort of school culture that we already have, please also share it to us. Candidate 1 will answer the questions first, and then candidate 2 will continue after. You guys have 5 minutes.
Okay, I feel like this question is depending on the program and event that is at hand, because there are some limitations to what access of technology we have and what technology is able to do. So I feel like we'll mention one by one. Firstly, for Cikal Carnival, similar to what we previously had during Cikal Appreciation Day, there was a YouTube live where we can invite artists and students to perform. I feel like the same can go for Stochastic as well because it's the same mechanism. And for Cikal Cup, I feel like in the current situation, sports isn't really realistic and we wouldn't want to risk the players and the teams and everybody that's involved in that event.
Instead, I think we would focus on academics and arts because we're able to host these events online pretty easily. And as much as it's not going to be as simple or as fun as it is live and meeting new people like physically, it's still what we can do to keep up Cikal Cup right now. And as for like if sports are allowed by the government and school would allow them, we would only allow the teams to play and we wouldn't allow anyone else to be there. We'd possibly do like a YouTube or Instagram live stream so you guys can keep updated and still support your teams. But we'll also make sure that there are no crowds and nothing in closed spaces. With the new news that the virus may be airborne, we would not want to risk anyone as well. In terms of like...
And on top of that, I feel like we could also ask for the student body to contribute new and fresh ideas, how we can continue to preserve these events. It goes back again to our program, which we can, if we were to get elected, we'll be able to conclude all the information from the student body through our program. Right. Thank you.
Adding on to what Keisha has said, I think along with our program, as Keisha said, you guys can contribute anything. But other than that, we're so open to your ideas, and that place is where it's basically a safe space for you guys where you can say anything. Just sebenarnya, and for the current programs, we really hope we'll be able to continue them, but we still have to see the situation. And so make sure you guys social distance so we can get the best result in the fastest times you get. Thank you.
All right, thank you, candidate 1. Next, we have candidate 2 to answer the same question. You guys may take the stage.
Thank you, Taya. So basically, we understand that right now, because of the pandemic, we have to stay at home. And first of all, your safety and your health matters to us. So unfortunately, some activities like school team, Cikal Club, Cikal Carnival, and etc. will be postponed until the situation is clear. And again, we will constantly check up with the faculty, with the teachers, and we will keep up to date with the news on how the pandemic is progressing so that we're going to be able to evaluate whether the programs can be done or not. However, we can create alternative programs that can be done online, such as, for example, Stochastic, we can host an online concert for those who register. However, reflecting back again, we need to constantly keep up to date to the current pandemic, how it's escalating, and because again, your health is number one priority to us. So we need to postpone some of the school programs that usually can be done in school. And again, yes.
As Tanaya mentioned, that there's actually going to be alternatives of scores, and we're also going to not only be talking with the student council, but we're going to be talking with, people who have these ideas, people, be it in the student council, be it outside of the student council, to actually collect these ideas. And it feels like that our, what we've already are doing right now is actually creating an alternative, and we're going to also, be as realistic as we can, as that's one of the missions that we're striving for. It is number 3, reflecting on current conditions, adjust to current situations. So that's definitely what we're going to do, and we're going to put that as our first priority. As Tanaya has said, your safety matters to us and everyone's safety as well. So guys, don't forget, wash your hands, social distance. Please try to not go outside if not needed. And thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Izza and Tanaya. So that marks the end of the first segment of the current debate session. So that was the questions that was given by me and Diandra by the Stuco team. Next, we have the second segment, which will be a chance for both candidates to ask questions to each other. So how this is going to work is candidate 1 will first be given 2 minutes to ask a maximum of 3 questions to candidate 2, and then the opposite team will get 1 minute to prepare their answers, and then they will have 5 minutes to answer the questions. After that, candidate 2 will be given 2 minutes to ask a maximum of 3 questions to candidate 1. And just like the previous one, the opposite team will get 1 minute to prepare their answers and 5 minutes to actually answer the 3 questions that was given. This is the candidate's chance to sort of ask questions, especially relating to each other's programs, vision, and missions. And I'm really excited to see what questions they will ask to each other. Do you have anything to add, Leandra?
I think this is gonna be the most exciting part of our debate because then this is when we're really gonna see how these candidates can convince you guys that their programs, their vision, and missions is the one you guys have to support. So again, I'm gonna repeat what Shaya said. Each candidate will be given 1 minute, so there will be a 1 minute pause after we ask the question, and then a 5 minute time to answer, and then each candidate will only be allowed to ask 3 questions. It can be about anything, and if we're gonna have, if we do have some spare time later on, we'll try to do the Q&A questions from the audience as well. So if you guys already have some questions in mind, try to comment them already so we can try to filter them if we have time. I think that's about it. You want to start this session?
Sure. So, candidate 1, you may take the stage and ask your questions for candidate 2.
Okay, so beginning with our first question, I want to explain that on paper, candidate number two's highlighted program is very ideal, but realistically, there might be some points that I have to mention. So, what is the relevancy of creating a whole new platform to publicize the works of the student instead of optimizing the platforms we currently already have? See, the buildup of this new account could become a hassle for the Student Council's PR team, knowing that they already have a very heavy workload. And if the point is to give publicity, why not optimize the already existing platforms that already have an audience? So how can you prove your program to be relevant instead of improving improving the platforms that we already have? So to take example, the current Cikal Student Council account has 644 followers, and that has been gained in the span of 5 years. So how will you prove that your program is relevant and that you will provide the publicity that you promised?
Thank you.
All right, candidate 2, you guys will be able to answer your questions. Your time. You guys have 1 minute, and then it starts now.
All right. So based on, we really understand the, where the concern is coming from, of course. And the reason why we're building up a new account instead is because this new account will be more personalized. It will be more focused onto opportunities provided for the students, with the students, and by the students. If we're posting them in an account, let's say like Student Council, it's really more about gaining members from the school instead of making it this high thing about where everyone knows about it. We know that it's going to be more focused onto the Cikal community. However, if there is public eye to Cerita Cikal, then that's definitely great, because why? Cerita Cikal is, like we said, it's going to be more beneficial than what we have right now. And we think that it's the best possible way to approach it. And as you already mentioned before, that our program is actually pretty ideal. And the reason why, or maybe to address PR hassles, is, of course, we're going to have to make a schedule. We're going to organize everything. We're going to try to make everyone have these goals, as we said before, as they're going to be very relevant to the deadline itself. And Cerita Cikal is not going to be, posting every single day. That's not realistic. Okay, there's gonna be issues. There's going to be issues, as in topics. That's what I mean. So there's going to be, let's say, in the first month, there's going to be around 3 posts. And of course, PR team is not going to work alone. As we said before, as we stated before, that there's going to be the leadership team, and it's going to work under a system. And it's going to work under a system that's going to be organized. And there's, PR team, of course, is going to help moderate it, but it's not going to be completely their responsibility. It's, of course, the leadership programs. These newly leadership programs can actually help with Cerita Cikal, can actually feed the knowledge to Cerita Cikal, and also people outside of Cerita Cikal can also feed the knowledge to Cerita Cikal. So like we said, it really goes around the premise of, building opportunities for the students, with the students, and by the students. Tanaya, do you maybe have any additional notes?
So regarding the publicity mentioned, first of all, relating back to the experiences that we've had with campaigning as well, we're going to constantly promote this highlighted program, because of course we understand that it won't be accomplished in just one day. So again, we're going to constantly promote it to we're going to reach out to students, we're going to contact them, we're going to reach out to teachers as well to see if they have any announcements for maybe competitions that are going that are happening outside of Cikal. So we're going to reach out to these new networks, and we're going to have this kind of system where we're going to be able to compile all the information and all the opportunities that students can pursue, and we're going to share it with the students through Cerita Cikal, so that they know kind of like what kind of events or opportunities they can pursue, especially during this pandemic, and what kind of events or maybe programs again they can pursue during to enhance their talents and passions.
In terms of proving if your program is, how will you prove that your program is relevant? Of course, we need to show them examples first, right? So we're not going to expect that, whoa, there's going to be this big load of information coming to us. Because, of course, as you mentioned before, not a lot of students are actually actively participating, though they're trying, but they're still not heard yet. And we're going to prove it by, of course, trying to approach to them first, and then, gathering this data, gathering this information, and then posting it later to Cerita Cikal. So that is how we are going to prove that our program is relevant, and it will also provide the publicity needed through networking. So thank you.
All right, thank you, candidate number 2. Candidate number 1. Oh wait, sorry, hang on. Yeah, candidate number 2, you guys will be able to ask your question now. You guys have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Deandra. All right, so the questions that we have for candidate 2 is, first, you said in your Meja Bundar that students are going to be, of course, actively participating as it is a student-led activity. But what do students have to prepare prior to the meeting? Is there any kind of requirements that they should prepare? Let's say a proposal first, or what? What should they prepare in order to have this program work efficiently? And second,
regarding your highlighted program for the forms that come in for other kind of suggestions and recommendations, we were wondering, how are you going to reply to the responses that come in when you said that the forms could also be anonymous, so that people can curhat, or maybe they can tell stories, or maybe they can do that. But how are you going to reply to them?
Because you've mentioned before in your campaigning that you're going to be able to reply to them and contact them, but they're anonymous. Third is, how are you going to gather the teachers, the heads, the advisors, all at the same time, when we know that they have, big activities outside, and we know also that it's very hard to actually get people in one room, to have it complete. So how are you going to do that, to gather them at a busy schedule? Thank you.
All right, thank you for your question. Candidate 1, you have the floor. Your 5 minutes start now.
Okay, so starting from the first question, which is regarding what the students have to prepare before the meetings for Medyo Buenos Comunidad Cikal. Basically, how it works is that once they give us a motion and a proposal in which they already prepared the matter in discussion, we will curate all the information that's given there, and then we will then start to prepare the meeting. So that means the students will have to have already a concrete idea that is that they want to deliver towards the school board and towards the student council leaders as well, so that we know, so that the students will be able to be aware regarding the matters that they will need to discuss. Therefore, there won't be any complications with the meeting. So just like any regular proposal or motion, that is what the students will have to prepare prior to the Medyo Bundaro Komunitas Cikal meeting.
Adding on to what Keisha said about what they have to prepare, all you really need is a solid idea and a solid group of people or a community who wants to be involved in this idea. Karena kaya, really all you need to do to like put out a put out like to put out a motion, all you really need is an idea and people who support you on that. And as for their second question, how are they going to respond to the files if they're anonymous? As we said, it's optionally anonymous. So if you really do want to respond, you can write down your email on the Google Forms and we'll quickly respond to you as fast as possible. And as for the third question, how are we going to gather the teachers and the heads? Anything's possible with enough timing. What we need to do is plan ahead. We can suit our timeline, and we also have to communicate our ideas and timing very well with them, because it's something that we really need to like communicate through properly. But if we get that communication properly, we're going to be able to do this really well actually and execute it pretty easily. As long as we're all, as I said, communication is key in our programs, as everyone needs to be a part and an active contributor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, candidate 1, for your answers. Since we have some time remaining, I think we have time for questions from the audience. Now I already have some questions piling up through WhatsApp, so let me just go through them, and then we can start looking at the questions from the YouTube live, or maybe Deandra can start collecting the questions. So send in your questions now. But the first question that I have is from an alumni. And the question is that Cikal has seen a significant rise on new extracurricular interests and events such as Model UN during this past academic year. What are the candidates' plans on Cikal's Model United Nations program? Will they be nurtured more this forthcoming cycle, considering that they are one of the most realistic events Cikal can organize at this time? So I think we can start with candidate 1, and maybe we can just make this a bit shorter since we have a lot of questions piling up. So each candidate will get around 1 minute and 30 seconds. Is that fine?
I think we should give them like 30 seconds to think and discuss first, because this is.
First of all, we already know that MUN is a student-led activity, but in terms of student council, we're very much willing to be a part of your committee, and we're willing to help you throughout, because I think there's a really big Cikal MUN community, and we're willing to help you out with that. But previously there has been, as I've said, a committee like Basha, Alia, and Rania, and the year 12 students have been the main committee. But if students who are willing to initiate a new MUN this year, we're willing to work with them through Medyo Bundar Komunitas Cikal. We'll be willing to help with their proposal to the school board members and the teachers, and we're also willing to help you guys with the whole event itself, as long as you're able to propose it. And if people are actually willing to join, we'll be able to make that happen.
So if there are any proposed changes or several things that needs to be added to that said program, then we will be able to cater to that through our program as well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, candidate 1. Candidate 2, you may take the floor.
All right. So on the question of what is the candidate's plans for Cikal MUN? This is exactly one of the opportunities that we're going to promote in Cerita Cikal. There's been an uprise in MUNs lately in Cikal, and a lot of us have seemed to notice that. A lot of us are starting to find our own online MUNs, and on a personal level, it was quite hard to actually find an MUN when the school doesn't actually give you the opportunity. So instead, Cerita Cikal will be this exposure for the Cikal's MUN, and also will help gather more Cikal students to actually be more participative. And we're also going to discuss, of course, with the Cikal Model United Nations, if let's say there is anything that we can help them, there's anything we can do to support them in terms of organizing the event as well. In terms of it is one of the most realistic events, and as we said before, it's one of the opportunities out there that a lot of Cikal students are actually looking for, and through Cerita Cikal, they'll definitely be able to get these opportunities, get these MUNs directly to them. So they wouldn't have to be searching on their own anymore, but they can actually look at Cerita Cikal and find that opportunity. So, Tanaya, maybe you have something you want to add?
They can, if students are interested in joining the Cikal MUN as well. Again, you can go see like Cerita Cikal, and yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
There. Thank you.
All right, thank you, candidate number 2. We have some more questions piling up, and we have 2 very similar ones. So the question is, knowing that you guys have been in the school for quite a while and you've seen how Stupa has been working and all of the previous sort of projects and activities that Stupa have done, what you guys think personally were the programs that you guys think could be improved? Like, how would you change Stuco for the better? Are there any specific aspects, specific things that you guys would like to improve? And how will your program impact both the Stuco and the school?
Again,
Starting
each
with candidate 2.
Yep, each candidate has 1 minute and 30 seconds. Candidate 2, you guys, your time starts now.
So in terms of actually what kind of programs we can improve, a lot of experiences, and we've heard from a lot of people, a lot of the students as well, and a lot of the teachers, that actually these volunteering activities have been having problems in terms of communication, in terms of organization, and there has been a lot of experiences in which there, a lot of these communication problems, and we'd like to actually elevate that up for us, in which volunteers are going to be more organized in terms of schedule, in terms of time, because right now the schedule isn't really that organized, and it's sort of like, okay, I'll just call you when you have work, which is something that's not really ideal, as they've already signed up pre or before. So we're definitely going to make a schedule, and I'm going to make what the volunteer members need to do, because they don't actually have the moderators like student council does. They don't actually have these people who is helping them to remind them of this. Instead, they have to purely rely on the student council members, in which we feel like we need to actually give them a plan, give them also a head start. Oh yeah, this is going to be like this is going to be like that. So it's going to help them understand on what they need to do, prior and on the D-Day. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Izza and Tanaya. For our next question, we have, what do you think are the current or perhaps biggest limitations or challenges in Stuco, and how do you plan to tackle them? We will start with candidate. Oh, sorry. All right, candidate 1 hasn't answered the previous question. That's my mistake. So, candidate 1,
Chad, can you repeat the question for candidate 1? About
the previous. Yeah. So the previous question was, are there any specific aspects that you guys would like to improve from Stuco? Especially knowing that Keishabel and Najya, you guys have had previous Stuco experience before. What are the specific things that you guys would like to improve? And what, or I guess like a way that we can word this is, what will make you better than the previous president?
I guess that's the easiest way to put it. You guys have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Again, your time starts now.
Okay, so before we start, we'd like to say that the previous batch of student council is very kayak bagus banget. Terus kalian, you guys were organized, the kayak cara organize it is very good, and that there's like it's very praiseworthy as well. But several things that I feel like we can note down if we had to note them down. What kind of improvements would we make? I feel like we would try to improve communications with every single party that participates in the student council itself, and not only the student council itself, but also along with the school board. I feel like there were several issues with kaya the timing and communication, and that sometimes the student council would be ahead or the school board would be ahead, and that there would be several difficulties regarding that. So that's one of the things I feel like we would want to improve, which then again, our connection with the school board can go back to our highlighted program. I feel like it's realistic and it focuses on that as well. So to improve several things with the student council, I feel like that would be the communication with every single involved member in the community.
Yeah, so to sum up what Keisha said, what we mean is that we want to like overall improve communication, because communication can solve anything really if we just communicate everything properly with everyone and make sure everyone's on the same page. Thank you.
Tapi tahun lalu bagus banget. Bagus banget. Okay. Thank
Kita
you.
sayang Diandra Caya dan Rana dan Kalevi juga.
Oh my god. Guys, you guys did all of the two candidates did a very good job. You want to move on to the next question?
We have one. Is this our last one, or you think we can take more
questions? I think we have time.
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions after this one. So our next question is, knowing that both programs that both candidates have involve many members of the community. For example, I believe that Meja Bundar will involve lots of members from different grades and different positions, while Sekolah Cikal will obviously be a way of the community to express their emotions and to express their stories. How would you guys manage all of the people who want to join your programs? Because it will, knowing, especially in this pandemic, how are you guys going to make sure that it's going to be well managed? Because everyone's in different places, and just how are you guys going to manage it, and how are you guys going to manage it effectively?
And
as the candidate 2 answered the previous question, so I think candidate 1 can answer this one first.
Yep, candidate 1 will answer first. You guys have 1 minute and 30 seconds, starting from now.
Okay, so if we're going to look back at the technicals of Medyo Bundar Komunitas Cikal, the meetings will happen after every proposed motion, and that said proposed motion will also include a list of specific people that will come into those meetings. So there will be like a limit to how many people can express their ideas, but at one meeting at a time. Jadi setiap meeting akan punya fokusnya tersendiri mengenai suatu topik yang udah di-propose. Dan itu topik tersebut itu udah bakal di-curate sama kita. Jadi how we're gonna manage it is that we'd like to have each group meetings with similar topics at a time instead of having everybody all at once langsung mengikutinya. Gitu.
And like part of managing a lot of people pasti susah juga kan, but part of our program itu juga you can organize these meetings to a certain group of people or to a really big group of people juga. Jadi it's really up to you guys, kalian mau kayak gimana meetingnya. We'll basically just provide you guys that platform to communicate to the head. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you.
Next, we can have candidate 2 answer the questions.
1 minute and 30 seconds, starting from now.
Okay, so in terms of managing the students who want to participate in Cerita Cikal, especially because we're collaborating, we can work together with students outside of the student council as well. We're going to have sign up form so we can regulate the students as well. But we also have some requirements for the students who want to participate or help to organize Cerita Cikal itself, because like for example, the students should have a good time management, because of course you have to do projects as well as manage Cerita Cikal. So the student has to have good time management. They also have to be able to communicate with other people well. They should, if they want to become maybe like writers, they can have some experience in maybe journalism before, or maybe they're passionate in that area. We have these kind of requirements in order to kind of regulate the flow of people coming in.
And again, we also have a committee, right? We have a committee for Cerita Cikal specifically, and it's going to be more focused, and it's going to also, promote these curators and also promote this. We're also going to be, working with them closely. However, it's not obliged for anyone to do. So it's really internal motivation. Okay, so thank you.
All right, thank you.
We don't have any more questions from the comments, so I think we can move to our next segment. But thank you so much to all the audiences who gave such great questions and made this whole debate a lot more interesting.
To close this debate, we'll have time for both candidates to deliver their closing statement, starting from candidate 2 and then followed by candidate 1, and then that will be the end of our debate session. So are you guys ready, both candidates?
You guys have 5 minutes each. They have 5 minutes each to present their closing statement, and I would say this is one of their last chances to really give a strong impression to the audience, to convince you guys why you should vote for them. All right. Are you guys ready? 5 minutes starting now.
We will try our best to accommodate the needs of the community together by encouraging others to participate in events and opportunities that will benefit them, listening to feedback for improvements on future programs and events, and reflecting on current conditions. A. Milne once wrote, "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." We hope that you realize the potential that you have in each and every one of you.
We're also looking forward to work with you closely, and also looking forward to the possible entries in the future. And we really hope that Cerita Cikal can be something that is very sustainable even after our period. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the future. Thank you very much, and we hope you have a nice day.
All right, thank you, candidate 2. Candidate 1, you may take the floor.
Again, you have 5 minutes, and your time starts now.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much, Izza and Tanaya and Chaya, Diandra, and all of our audiences for this very insightful discussion. Izza and Tanaya, we look forward to working together with you guys soon.
Please make sure to check out our Instagram. It's at Najya to know more about our program, vision, and mission. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Okay.
Kenapa, Naj? Kenapa?
Sebelum selesai, kita ramal yuk.
Ayo kita ngeramal. Oke, boleh. Kayaknya aku ramal.
Lu aja.
Oh iya, nanti kayak aku ramal tuh kalian bakal pilih nomor 1. Iya.
Bener nih, ini bener banget.
Iya. Terus abis ini mau ngomong apa sih? Tahu kan mau ngomong apa?
Bersama kita bisa.
Bersatu kita maju. Vote for O1.
O1, guys. Don't forget to check out our Instagram. I hope this debate was fun. And I hope you guys were able to know more about us and the other candidate as well. And I hope you guys vote on the 4th of August. Jangan lupa. And yeah, that's kind of it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Oh my god. Okay. So that will be the end of our debate today. So, first of all, I would like to say congratulations to both candidates. All of you did a great job. I loved all of your answers and all of your openings and your closings and your campaigns. It's amazing, and it's a very it makes me and Deandra very happy to see all of you getting creative and being innovative with your strategies and how you plan to tackle our school problems. But yeah, I would like to say congratulations and good luck for the elections, which will be in 5 days. All of the audiences who are watching this, don't forget to vote. All of the details are in the Cikal Instagram, and especially towards the D-Day, we will start informing you guys on all of the details and how-tos and rules and whatnot. This is our first virtual election, so please cooperate with us. We are so excited to see where this will go to, and yeah, maybe Deandra has other closing remarks.
Yeah, I would like to add on. We know this isn't an ideal way to have a campaign or an election, but you guys have been so cooperative and so amazing and creative. So we're both really proud of you and how you guys did. Also, thank you to the audiences, whoever you may be from Chikal or not. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the debate. For Chikal students, I have been getting questions about information about the election, and we're going to be posting them really soon. So check out our Instagram at Chikal Setu, and every day we're going to post the story to answer some questions about campaign or election or the next Tuco batch, anything you guys want. So again, thank you so much. Congratulations to both candidates. We really appreciate the support from everyone, and we hope to see you all in the election.
All right.
Makasih juga saya Diandra Shaya, thank you
Makasih.
so
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much,
much.
everyone.
Thank you.